So I've been doing a lot of indoor practice with Acro with the little Air65 whoop, but today the weather cleared up enough to get outside with the full-size one. So that's what I've been doing. So this is the one I've been using. So the main reason I bought the Air65 was so I could practice Acro indoors when the weather was lousy, and also easy to recover from crashes. So what I did, after a bit of practice, I've teed up this one with pretty much the same settings. So of course it's got GPS with 2-blade props, and I've also scaled down the throttle down 65%, the same as the Air65. And this is my favourite drone. So once I've got a bit more practice with Acro, I'll get back to it. But today's the first time the weather's been suitable to take this one out for a bit of a spin, and I'm pretty pleased with how it worked out. I didn't hang a GoPro underneath, so I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. The footage recorded on the Sky Zone at 60 frames per second. But yeah, I want to amp up a bit, and I think I can increase the throttle quite a bit. 65 is seems a lot slower on a full-size drone. Millimetre whoop. So this is normally a very quiet park, but today of all days there are a couple of guys on tractors doing a bit of mowing, so I had to be a bit careful to keep out of their way. There's a bit more wind than I'd expected, so I was a little bit nervous, even though things had gone really well with the X65 inside. But as it turned out, it went pretty well. In fact, the full-size drone was a lot more docile with the throttle scaled back to a maximum 65% than the tiny whoop was. So the first thing I realised is I need to get that back up closer, maybe 85 to start, and see how I go. Something else I realised, I didn't have the setting to see the G-force at the end, so I'll update the OSD afterwards. But I took off an Acro, flew the whole thing in Acro, actually landed in Acro, so pretty happy with it. As I say, I think if I'm running a little faster, also a bigger area, because it's a tiny park, I'll get a smoother trip. But say this is recorded at 60 frames per second on a Sky Zone, Sky Zone X Pro. But I got a fairly confined space. The maximum distance from the home point was 143 metres. I got up about 52 metres high, and yeah, so not terribly fast. Yeah, 63 kilometres an hour is the top speed. So it was more gentle than I'd expected. I don't know why. I was so concerned about how it would behave, because I'd flown a bit of Acro before, but then when I went to upgraded from 4.4 Betaflight 4.4 to 4.5.1, I was thrown by the weird settings that someone had decided to put on it, and I think that shook my confidence. But this is feeling good. I think I can. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Park's a bit ugly. I think they might have poisoned the reeds in the middle there. Maybe they're not native or something. They're going to replant them. But say normally a nice quiet spot to fly, particularly at springtime. I'm quite pleased the birds haven't got stuck in yet. Just give it a week or two, and areas like this are going to be unflyable, as the magpies in particular are fighting for territory. So just working my way slowly around the perimeter, keeping an eye on where the mowers are. But yeah, no surprises. Very responsive. Well, reasonably responsive. I say it'll be more responsive when I scale the throttle up closer to 100%. But even with one flight on it, I'm feeling much more confident about how I can manoeuvre this thing. So at this point, I'm looking forward to scaling up the performance a bit, getting back to tri-blades for more lift, and once I'm totally happy with it, I'll get back to my favourite drone with the larger motors and its red tri-blades, and see how that feels. but it's been good to go back to basics and just sort of slowly progress. There's no substitute for lots of flying. I started off doing a bit of Acro on the simulator, which I really don't enjoy. I'm not really a computer gamer, but the flying the Air65 indoors has been great. I've enjoyed that, and I'm still improving with it. So I'll leave it here at this point until next time, and just put some music over the top. If you want, you can hang out to the end to see the stats table. As I say, it's missing G-forces. That's about it. So till next time, bye.